The origins of the Emperor of Mankind are shrouded in mystery and legend. According to ancient lore, he was born over 48,000 years ago in the distant past, on Terra, what we now know as Earth. The Emperor is said to be the culmination of a grand plan set in motion by a group of powerful shamans. These individuals, the last of their kind, feared the growing corruption of the warp, the chaotic dimension of psychic energy. To counter this threat, they sacrificed themselves in a great ritual, merging their souls into a single being. The Emperor was not like other men. From the moment of his birth, he possessed incredible powers. He was immortal, with a lifespan stretching across millennia, and he had an innate understanding of the laws of the universe, both physical and psychic. Throughout human history, the Emperor guided and protected mankind, always from the shadows. He influenced the rise and fall of civilizations, steering humanity's course towards a future where it could withstand the threats of the galaxy. As humanity reached the height of its technological prowess, it was also on the brink of destruction. The Age of Strife, a period of chaos and anarchy, saw Terra and the rest of the galaxy descend into barbarism. Isolated by warp storms, mankind's colonies fell into ruin, and on Terra, warlords and techno-barbarians fought for dominance over the ashes of the old world. In this darkest of times, the Emperor revealed himself. No longer content to guide humanity from the shadows, he emerged as a warlord, uniting Terra's warring factions through force and diplomacy. These conflicts, known as the Unification Wars, were brutal, but with his genetically engineered warriors, the Thunder Warriors, at his side, the Emperor was unstoppable. Once Terra was unified, the Emperor turned his attention to the stars. He envisioned a galaxy-wide empire, where humanity would be safe from the predations of aliens and the corruption of the warp. This vision became the Imperium of man, and to achieve it, the Emperor needed generals, beings of immense power and intellect, who could lead his armies. These were the Primarchs, his sons, each a reflection of a different aspect of the Emperor's own personality and abilities. The creation of the Primarchs was a monumental task. Using the most advanced genetic science, the Emperor engineered 20 beings of extraordinary power. However, as they were nearing completion, disaster struck. The ruinous powers of chaos, entities from the warp that fed on negative emotions and sought to corrupt all life, intervened. They scattered the infant Primarchs across the galaxy, each landing on a different world, far from Terra. Undeterred, the Emperor continued with his plan. From the genetic material used to create the Primarchs, he developed the Space Marines, Astartes, superhuman warriors who would serve as the backbone of his armies. With the Imperium's forces assembled, the Emperor launched the Great Crusade, a massive military campaign to reunite the lost colonies of mankind and bring the galaxy under Imperial rule. The Great Crusade was a time of legends, as the Emperor and his Primarchs, once they were rediscovered, led the Space Marine legions from victory to victory. But it was also a time of growing darkness. The seeds of treachery were sown as some of the Primarchs began to question their father's motives and methods. The Great Crusade reached its zenith with the discovery of Horus, the Emperor's favored son. Horus was a charismatic leader, a brilliant strategist, and the first among equals. The Emperor appointed him as War Master, placing him in command of the entire Imperial military. But this decision would prove to be the catalyst for the greatest betrayal in human history. Horus, once loyal, became corrupted by the powers of chaos. His fall was gradual, beginning with whispers of doubt and ending in outright rebellion. The Horus Heresy, as this civil war came to be known, saw half of the Space Marine legions turn against the Emperor. Brother fought brother, and the galaxy was consumed by war. The heresy culminated in a final, cataclysmic battle on Terra itself. Horus, now fully consumed by chaos, led his forces in a direct assault on the Imperial Palace. The Emperor, who had been working on a secret project in his underground laboratories, the Webway Project, was forced to take to the field once more. The final confrontation with Horus was inevitable, a battle that would determine the fate of humanity. The final battle took place aboard the Vengeful Spirit, Horus's flagship. The Emperor, accompanied by a small group of his most trusted warriors, teleported onto the ship to confront his fallen son. The battle was fierce, but ultimately, the Emperor was victorious. He struck down Horus, ending the rebellion, but at a terrible cost. The Emperor was mortally wounded, his body shattered beyond repair. The Emperor's body was placed upon the Golden Throne, a device that would keep his mind and spirit alive, even as his physical form deteriorated. For 10,000 years, he has remained there, a living corpse, guiding the Imperium through his psychic will. The Golden Throne is more than just a life support machine. It is the gateway to the Astronomicon, the beacon that allows the Imperium ships to navigate the warp. Without the Emperor's mind to power it, the Imperium would be lost, unable to travel between the stars. But the Emperor's sacrifice was not just one of body, but of his dream. The Imperium, once envisioned as a beacon of progress and enlightenment, has become a theocratic, militaristic regime where the Emperor is worshipped as a god. The imperial truth, the doctrine of reason and science, has been replaced by the ecclesiarchy, a vast church that preaches the Emperor's divinity. The Imperium is beset on all sides by enemies, xenos, heretics, and the ever-present threat of chaos. Yet, through it all, the Emperor remains, his will guiding humanity through the darkness. The Emperor of mankind is more than just a ruler. He is a symbol, a martyr, and the last hope of humanity in a galaxy filled with unimaginable horrors. His sacrifice ensures the survival of the Imperium, but at a cost that grows with each passing day. The question remains, how long can the Emperor's will sustain the Imperium? And what will happen when even he can no longer hold back the darkness?